We're here with freshman point guard Asha Thomas. How you doing, Asha?
Good.
Welcome to Cal.
Thank you.
So you didn't have to get in the car and drive very far to take the next step in your journey here. You grew up in Oakland, right?
Right.
So a lot of people assumed that you might stay home and play for Cal, but you were actually very thoughtful about the process, and you took a lot longer than a lot of people thought you might to make the decision. Can you talk a little bit about balancing the idea that programs recruiting you were talking to you about blazing your own trail somewhere else versus what it would mean to you to stay home in front of family and friends and sort of continue to build the brand here? Did it make you consider moving away more when you heard about it, or did it just make you a little bit more thoughtful about the process?
I guess I put more pressure on myself rather than other programs putting pressure on me to go out of state. Before even getting recruited, I always told myself for college I wanted to get away. I wanted to experience new things. I wanted to learn how to live on my own in a new place where I wasn't comfortable with. And it did take me a long time, but I thought it was beneficial for me to take my own time and really think about what did I want in a program, not only basketball, school, and then afterwards in a career, whatever I wanted to do if I didn't play basketball. So yes, it took me a long time, but I feel like Cal was a great fit for me, not only being local, but it had everything that I needed.
So you are continuing your journey with a friend and another high-profile basketball player, Ivan Rabb. Can you talk about how your situations were similar and how they differed a little bit, and what it's like continuing your friendship here at the next stage of your life?
Man, we started off actually in 6th grade, but I didn't play with him until 8th grade, and at that time, I didn't know how special it was to play with him or even just to grow up with him. I didn't know how special it was. We were just that close. We were like brother and sister. But as our levels got, as it grew, pretty much, I noticed like, wow, this is Ivan Rabb. Everybody talks about him. And the fact that we're just really that close, it was even more special. But we never made it bigger than it was. It was just like a relationship. But growing up and coming to Cal with him, that's even bigger. And I'm enjoying it right now, and I'm pretty sure he is too.
So you overcame some adversity with your knee injury, and fortunately you were in a position where you were able to bounce back and contribute to a state championship. How did that help shape you as a person and as a player going through that, and how special was it to be able to come back and finish up your high school career instead of having to watch it from the sidelines the whole time?
A lot of people thought it was more for me bouncing back from that a physical challenge. It's actually a mental challenge, and even when I injured myself, it was very challenging mentally because I planned to be on the court my senior year. What senior doesn't want to be on the court and go off with a state championship with their team? So I think it helped me, of course, physically to get my strength back and even to push myself for my next career. But mentally, it challenged me. It actually made me grow as a person too. But it was tough. Trust me, it was tough. But after my surgery, I had a plan. I was like, I wanted to get back on the court with this team before I go off to college. And I made it happen with the help and support of family and friends, physicians, trainers, all of that. And it ended up probably better than what I thought.
Your coach, Mike McCord, mentioned that your injury was in some ways a mixed blessing because he said you became almost like an extra coach on the bench with him. How did that change your perspective, being able to watch the game and help others rather than being out there doing the work yourself?
Like you said, it was a blessing. And actually, when I was coaching, it seemed natural to me. I don't know if it's, I guess, because of being a point guard that comes with it, or I just liked it in general. I just really fell in love with helping my teammates, showing them what I noticed, taking the feedback from me, and even If they didn't see it, I would explain it to them. Or if I didn't understand their position, they would tell me theirs. So it goes hand in hand. So I'm pretty sure that I helped my teammates at the time, and they appreciated it. And then it also helped me to see what it's like off the court. You can see so much more on the court from a point guard perspective, and it's eye-opening.
Did that help you when you got back on the court to wrap up the season?
Yes. It made me be more patient. It made me look at the floor a little bit differently than I did on the court. And it made it more easier. Rather than just playing, you get to really think. You think quicker, you react quicker, and sometimes you even have to slow down even more.
So you're walking into a situation now where you have a 4-year starter with Brittany moving on to the WNBA, and not a clear-cut person taking over the role unless perhaps it's you as a freshman where you could step into a similar situation like Brittany did. How exciting is it for you to sort of move into a situation that's fairly wide open but yet with a very skilled team that's expected to do a lot at the same time?
Before a challenge, I'm nervous. I can't even lie. I am nervous to follow in those footsteps with Brittany Boyd, probably one of the greatest. But I'm able to be. I'm ready to step in those footsteps. I want to take on the challenge, but I think it's going to be tough. I'm pretty sure Coach G will throw me in there, but she'll have enough trust in me to lead the way or help my teammates however I can.
How far back are you physically, or how much do you expect to be back by the time games roll around in November?
I couldn't even tell you right now. I feel myself more strong physically, mentally. I'm pushing myself more than I ever could. I'm pretty sure I can push myself even more. At this point, I feel pretty good. I actually do feel pretty good.
Great.
Go Bears.